with Trinity Readings. We are just going to do a collective reading, so whatever messages want to come through based on the current collective energy. So chances are, if you were drawn to this reading or drawn to the title of the reading, there is a message in here for you. But as always, take what resonates, leave what does not. If it doesn't seem to fit, then it's not your message. Don't make something fit if it doesn't feel right. If something makes you angry, then it's not your message. All right. So let us see if there are any messages that are wanting to come through from your guides. What is the message that's wanting to come through for the collective watching this reading? There's a strong message of forgiveness needed. There's some sort of forgiveness needed. I kind of feel like in some aspect this might be like a need to forgive family. And when I say forgive, obviously it doesn't mean that you have to accept somebody back into your life that hurt you. But it might be that there's something that caused you a lot of pain at some point in your life. And for some of you, this might be something, like I said, going back to childhood, or something connected to your family, or something that you've been dealing with in your family for a very, very long time. It's like something that is causing you like consistent pain and grief and agony. But I almost feel like it's more because you keep replaying the story in your head. It's like it's still there. You might be looking for an apology for something, or looking for somebody to make something right, and I feel like you're not going to get that. I feel like it's going to be easier for you to just try to find a way to truly forgive and let go. And one way to heal and let go of the past and forgive and release is to find the wisdom that you gained in it. Because if you gained wisdom from the experience, then you gained value. And you can take that value moving forward and hold on to that wisdom, and know that you won't have to go through that again, as long as you have the wisdom necessary. It's like there's some sort of pain that you're holding on to that is blocking the flow of love. The way you heal something is through love. And I think that when we think of love, we think of romantic love. But love is not responding to something with love, healing something with the energy of love is not like the love of another person or a romantic love. It's about being able to find love for yourself, find compassion for yourself, find compassion for the situation. Respond to all things with love. And again, love is not, responding to something with love does not mean, you know, not having boundaries, does not mean allowing negative behavior. But it does mean not responding to it with anger. And let me see if we can get some more clarity on this. Yeah, I feel like you showed, like, in a relationship with another person or a friendship with another person or a family member, like from your perspective, you showed absolute love, absolute faith. You completely trusted this person or this situation, and it really burned you. I feel like it wasn't just that you trusted this person in a relationship and they cheated on you one time. Like, this is something that really caught you off guard. It was something really, really painful. It's like you've been kind of following something, trusting something with absolute complete faith. And you're seeing the truth of it now, and it is not at all what you thought it was. And I feel like that might be something that's making you very angry. But you've gained it's like you've gained necessary wisdom with this. And it's almost like it's important to try to look at it from the perspective of going through this was necessary to help you open up your heart center space. I know that doesn't feel good, but let's see if we can get some more clarity on this message. So how are you showing up in this energy? Yeah, you're showing up as the Five of Cups. So you're going through some sort of loss, like a heavy emotional loss. And I feel like it's just something that you did not see coming. This is something that you have been, like, it's been pulling you in two different directions for a very long time. It kind of feels like for some of you, it might be this, like, somebody is not choosing you or something of that nature. And it's really getting to you. Something is like not at all what you thought it was going to be. But the way that you need to see whatever this loss is, this person or this situation was not going in the same direction that you were. It wasn't on the path that you were meant to be on. It wasn't like you and this person weren't on the same energy. You weren't working together. This situation or this person was not going to benefit you on your path to growth or your path moving forward. But whatever loss that you're dealing with, it's like it's exactly what needed to happen so you can have what it is that you really want. This is also it's ultimately going to help you reevaluate how you communicate with other people, and it's also going to help you kind of reevaluate like your understanding your intuition more, or how your intuition speaks to you. You're being shown what it is that needs to go so you can have the emotional fulfillment that you want. But whatever it is that you're needing to cut off, I feel like it doesn't feel very good. And for some of you, it just might be a need to forgive something so you can release it. But you're struggling with it because it doesn't make sense to you. You have to have look at the wisdom, the wisdom that you gain. Yeah, you're in this really beautiful energy of a really positive energy shift, of stepping into something that is in more alignment with what you want in terms of emotional fulfillment, emotional contentment. And in order to do that, there's a need to make peace with the past, bring a bigger sense of peace and love for the past situations that you have gone through that have really left you feeling kind of like jaded and looking at things from, in a very logical kind of way. I think that there's whatever this loss is that you're dealing with now, or that you've dealt with recently, or there's some sort of loss that or feeling of loss that you're holding on to that is making it difficult right now. I feel like there's wisdom that needs to be gained in this. There's something more that needs to be seen. And I kind of feel like the biggest thing is that there was a lot that you were holding on to. There was a lot that you were like blindly following. Like you were, in your mind, you were like, I had faith. I had faith in the universe. I had faith in this. But it's like, it's like, especially if it's like in a relationship with another person, it was like there was something that wasn't being communicated outright, or there was something with the communication I see this a lot, if we're being honest. Not so much recently, but like, especially like about 5 years ago when twin flames were like, it was everybody was talking about twin flames. Everybody was doing twin flame readings. Everybody was getting twin flame readings, right? And the majority of the energy in the twin flame readings that you would come across is there's no communication. This person's not reaching out, but they love you. They're scared to reach out. They're in a toxic relationship. They're scared to get out of this toxic relationship. All of these stories, right? And everybody that was watching those videos or getting those readings or kind of diving into the twin flame stuff, right? They were holding on to the relationship. They were waiting for this person to come back, waiting for things to change, all purely based on what was coming up in the readings, right? What they were getting from twin flame readings, what they would get from any reader who would look into somebody else's energy, right? Anytime you get a reading and you're looking into somebody else's energy, right? You're getting a peek into what they're not showing you, physically. And so I feel like it almost became this big thing of like everybody's like holding on to all of these things that could very well be all real, right? This is all like being picked up, like this is what's going on in their subconscious feelings. This is what they're feeling. And it could all be very true. And you could know that it's true. But if you're holding, like people are holding on to that and they're moving and basing all of their physical actions based on all of this secret information that they're gaining, right? And then when that person wasn't doing what they thought that they were going to do, wasn't acting in the way that they thought they were going to act, then that person's like holding on to all this resentment and getting pissed off at this person who hasn't done anything. They haven't done anything. They haven't changed. They've been doing the same thing. They've been not communicating for 10 years, whatever it is. But that person was not making a promise to go, hey, it's what they're picking up from the readings, right? And so everybody's actions are based on, and I mean, when you're watching a reading in general, all of your actions are based on the energy that you're picking up in the subconscious world, in the soul level, in the spiritual world, the things that are not being actively shown to you. And so what I kind of realized at some point is everybody's waiting for this invisible thing to be brought into reality so they can have their truth validated, but every single action that that person is taking is based on a secret. You're moving in secret. And so if you're moving in secret, everything's in secret, and that's just going to be out of reach. Like energy matches energy, like attracts like. The universe follows universal law. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's basing their actions on what is going on behind the scenes and not basing their actions on what they're seeing in front of them, right? And even just in normal, relationships, in normal relationship readings even, right? Somebody will get a reading, what's this person's feelings for you? They really love you, but their actions don't show that. But I'm going to still keep being nice to them because I know that they really do love me. I know intuitively that they love me. They're just not admitting it. But when you're not basing your actions off of what is going on in front of you, then you're blocking yourself from receiving what you want into reality. Does that make sense? I even like at some point, it's like, it used to really come up that as a reader, there was a point that it was coming up that I really need to be careful that I'm respecting people's boundaries that I'm reading for. Like if somebody's asking me to read for somebody else, that I'm respecting their boundaries, right? And I thought to myself, like, as a reader, you're looking into somebody's energy, and that's all of the energy that they have boundaries up against. They're not revealing that information for a reason, whatever reason that may be. Whether you think it's right or wrong, that's the boundaries that they have set up. And if you're dipping beyond those boundaries to try to figure out what's going on with them, and you might have the best intentions in the world for that, right? But you're basing your actions off of all of that information. You're not respecting that person's boundaries, period. Because that person is putting up those boundaries and saying, I don't want to open up for a reason. And that has to be respected. It's like a divine law thing. And so it's like, I didn't mean to get like off the subject, but that's what this energy is. It's like you went into something with complete blind faith, and you were trusting in this situation because you were going completely by blind faith. And having blind faith is a beautiful thing, but that doesn't mean that you just completely ignore like red flags that are happening in the reality. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like it's like there was something that maybe you were really believing in and really holding on to, and you're kind of being shown like the total truth of it, like the realistic truth of it, and it doesn't feel good. It feels like a loss, and you're going, well, why I had faith, I had this, I had this, I had this. But it's like the message is like, yes, you have all this over here, but what was going on in the real world? Let me see if I can explain this a little bit better. And it's not to say that you were wrong. It's not to say that you were wrong to have faith in this. It's not to say that your guides were telling you to have faith in something that wasn't real. It's not that. But in terms of like manifesting, your subconscious and your conscious need to be in agreement. You need to be acting as if what you want has already manifested. But I feel like because there was a lot of information that you gained or that you were holding on to with this, that was all information that was coming from a completely like hidden source or a subconscious source, that you were ignoring certain things in reality. And again, it's not to say that all of this subconscious stuff was wrong, but you weren't reacting to the things in the reality the way that they needed to be reacted to. Does that make sense? Like, for example, if you got a reading on somebody and the reading said, this person really loves you, but they don't know how to express feelings. And so you start acting towards that person with that in mind. Okay, I know that they're not good at expressing feelings, so I'm just going to keep talking to them and telling them how easy it is to express feelings, and telling them, hey, you can trust me with telling me all your feelings and stuff like that. So you're acting based on information that person didn't give you. You're acting based on the subconscious stuff, right? But what that person is showing you in real life is, you know, they're very tense, they're very nervous, and you're going, oh, okay, they're very nervous because they don't like expressing their feelings, so let me do this. But then you're telling them all this stuff, and what you don't realize is it's overloading them more. It's like, how does she know this? Why is she saying this? It's making them more uncomfortable. And then at the same time, you are not showing up as your authentic self. You have all of this background knowledge of this person, and so you're acting a certain way based on that background knowledge that you have. You're not showing up as your authentic self, right? And so you have an aspect of yourself that is hidden, and you're trying to get this person to open up about something. Again, the universe matches energy. So if you're acting differently because of background information that you have, you know what I'm saying? Again, I know I just kind of went all over the place. But the message is the universe is supporting you in what you want. You have what it is that you want. Even though you're perceiving there to be a loss right now, it's a necessary loss. It's a necessary release that needs to happen so you can step back into your energy moving forward in a balanced way. That you're not just giving this subconscious energy, this hidden energy, that you're also giving practical energy. You're not just going by the background information, but you're also going by what's really going on in your reality. I know I'm talking a lot. I keep meditating and getting these channeled messages, and it always brings me back to the story of Adam and Eve. And I look at the stories in the Bible and all these religious teachings. I always look at it as more of a symbolic thing. Like, it's a symbolic message and not like exactly what happened. That's how I personally look at it. But to me, like the way it was shown to me is like Eve was feminine energy. Adam was masculine energy. The purpose of Earth is to be able to unite the feminine and the masculine energy together and create something together, right? To have a desire and be able to merge the feminine energy and the masculine energy together in a way that produces growth. And if you go the wrong way with it, it's okay. You'll learn a lesson, and that's what this message was. Find the value in the lesson that you've learned, right? But then you have the opportunity again. But the masculine and the feminine energy have to be in agreement and have to be working together. And that means that we have to have all this faith and have to connect our emotional world and do things in a subconscious way, but we also have to be matching that energy with our masculine energy, our physical actions, what we're doing in our everyday reality. And I think this came up in the reading yesterday. It's like, it's always like a separation, like we're waiting for God to come save us and pull us back up to heaven, but it's not supposed to be separate. We're supposed to be merging this energy together. I know that was a lot, but I love you guys. Bye-bye.